We are shown a jungle at the beginning of the film. While walking, they pass by a broken fire tower. A beautiful locket was placed on the broken wood of the fire tower, which was taken by a member of their group without knowing that this locket will now follow them with the shadow of danger. As they take the locket and go ahead, we see that the ground there suddenly started shaking, and a human-like monster came out of there in a terrifying way, tearing the ground, which was actually sleeping under the ground because of this locket. Now, because his locket has gone away from him, that's why he has come out to find his locket in the forest in anger. He finds a dead body of an animal trapped in a trap upon reaching near a tree. There was also a camera on the tree, seeing which this monster realized that someone must be living nearby. At the same time, he hears the horn of a car which was coming from two houses. At this place, two people were arguing with each other. One was a forest officer, and the other was a man living here. The forest officer becomes furious with the other person to put fewer traps in the forest. If a tourist gets stuck here because of you, then it will become a problem. Meanwhile, that monster-like person continuously moved towards him. They kept arguing without knowing thee. After it, the forest officer left from there, and the other man also came out of the house, taking a gun from his house. When he left, the monster came to his house. As he enters the house, he sees a locket. He also saw someone's shadow in the mirror. This shadow was actually his illusion. He was missing his dad when he gave him his mom's locket, saying that, "Never take it away from you." We have understood the reason why this locket is so important for that monster, and why he was sleeping because of it. Now, when this locket is away from him, it is confirmed that he will keep looking for it. Before he picks up his locket, the owner of the house comes from behind, and as he sees the monster, his condition becomes tense, and this is because the monster looks scary. His entire glimpse has not yet been seen in the movie. He couldn't do anything in fear, and the monster took the gun in his hand from him. He runs into the forest to escape, and the monster starts following him, but walking normally. Unfortunately, the man fell into his trap in the forest. The monster was not bothered to catch him. He tore the man's face and ended him with his red, terrifying hands. And when he came back to his house, picked up the locket with his hands full of blood, he realized that this locket was not his. He had ended an innocent man for no reason. Now to find his locket, the monster came back to the forest. While passing through the forest, we saw the man's dead body, which had been dismembered into many pieces and thrown by the monster everywhere. Now, as he was walking out of the forest, he saw a group of his friends on the roadside, whom we have seen at the beginning of the movie. They were having fun with each other, unaware that someone was watching them. Instead of attacking them immediately, the monster hides in the bushes and keeps watching them, because these people were talking about him. Actually, the name of this monster is John. All the locals knew the story of John, but people were afraid to talk about him. But a boy from his group, Aaron, was told all these things by his uncle. Like 70 years ago, John was born, but his mental condition was not good. With time, he grew up, but his mind was just like a 5-year-old child. Locals did not like John's dad here. In such a situation, anyone who is angry with John's dad would take revenge on John because John could not say or do anything in return. John was very fond of playing with toy cars. He always played with them. And one day, while he was playing with it, a man passing by accidentally stepped on him, causing him to fall, and his foot breaks. Due to the broken foot, the man could not do any work for many months, and John was blamed for all this. So everyone thought of taking revenge on the innocent John. They told John while making a plan that we found a car toys bag on the fire tower. If you want it, come to the fire tower at night. John also came to the fire tower at night while listening to them. He did not find any car bag there, but he saw a man wearing a firefighter's mask and was standing to scare him. John got scared seeing him and fell down from the fire tower by mistake. His neck bone broke and he died on the spot. Seeing him dead, all the people who had made this plan to harass John become worried that now that he is dead, what should they do? They can go to jail. Then, to save themselves, they make John wear a firefighter's mask and spread the news in the village that John might be playing in the fire tower himself. and while playing, he fell down and died. There isn't anyone's fault in it. Everyone in the village believed this story, but John's dad knew that something was wrong. The boys who were spreading the story throughout the village were definitely behind John's death. When John's dad went to ask about the truth of his son's death, a very bad fight broke out between them. The whole group beat John's dad so much that he also died. When this whole thing went to the police also put mud on this matter, and slowly, the villagers also forgot about this matter, but John didn't. Exactly a week after his dad's death, John was alive for the first time. He came out of the ground and ended everyone in this village who did bad to him and his dad. It was difficult to stop this destruction spread by John. In this way, someone found out about John's sad story, which was his mom's locket. John was buried to rest, but years later, he came back to life when the locket was far away from him. He caused a lot of destruction. Then again, someone found that locket and put John back to sleep. And now, for the third time, that locket was away from John. John himself went ahead to find the locket. Now, because John is undead, so he cannot be ended. But yes, the only way to get rid of him is to give him the locket and put him to sleep. After John's story ended, this whole group took a selfie. After taking the selfie, all of them went to their cabin. John was still watching them. After a long time, Aaron came out of his cabin, and then suddenly, John attacked him. Picking up a stick, John stuck it in his mouth and pulled it so hard that Aaron's upper half of his head separated from his body. With Aaron's head in one hand and holding Aaron's body in his finger, John jumped forward and reached the ranger's station. Here at the ranger's station, he dropped the body down. He broke a cabin here with Aaron's head and picked up some things from there. Among the things were a firefighter's mask, a firefighter's uniform, and an axe. He left after wearing it. When he came back to the forest, it was morning. Reaching the forest, he saw that 2 girls from Aaron's group were near the stream. One jumped into the water, while the other girl went to do yoga. John jumped into the water and pulled the girl who was bathing in the water and ended her. Then he came out of the other side of the river and reached the other girl who was doing yoga. John had a hook in his hand, which he put on the girl's waist and pulled her spine out. Obviously, the girl was dead. No one could survive such a brutal attack, but I don't know why John was not satisfied. Despite doing this, he tied the girl's head with a hook and pulled it out of the hole in her waist. That means he ruined the shape of the body. Her body had become like a round ball, which he throws down the cliff and moves forward. Far away, he sees that 2 boys were fighting because many of his group's companions had disappeared. They don't understand what's going on. One of them suggested going to the ranger's station to file a complaint, but the other didn't like the idea. During the fight, the car keys in their hand fell into the bushes deep in the forest, landing in front of John's feet. There was a toy car in its keyring, which John liked very much. John picked it up and started playing with it. One of the boys asked, "Is this John's work?" Hearing his name, John became furious and comes in front of them. John throws his axe towards them, which hits a boy's leg. They had seen John, and the other boy quickly pulled the axe from his leg to save his companion and moved forward to protect him. But John was very close to them. To get rid of him, the boy attacked John with his gun, causing John to fall temporarily. However, John did not die because he was undead. As he regains consciousness, he picks up the axe again and throws it towards them. It hit a boy's head, and he dies there. He attacked the other boy with a very big stone and crushed his face. After ending both of them, John checked their pockets, but they didn't have his locket. Now he was sitting and thinking where he will find his locket. Then he saw that 2 companions from his group were approaching from afar, and they had the same locket he was looking for. John picks up the axe and intends to separate the girl's neck and take back his locket. Before he attacks the girl with his axe, her companion sees John. She quickly moves the boy from there, and they start their bike and go out of the forest. John also starts following them slowly, like before. They both reach the ranger station and complain about John. The rangers of this area already knew the story of John. The ranger saw John's mom's locket around the boy's neck and got angry at the girl, saying, "Why did you remove the locket from there? Don't pick up things from the unknown places. You picked up the locket, which means John is alive. I had given this locket to John once before, and before that my dad did, and now I think I have to do it again. The girls say we will return the locket to John. On it, the ranger taunts and says, "Is he your friend who will leave you with the locket?" It was already night, and John had already reached the ranger station. As the ranger sees John, he shoots him and takes him back to his grave. After it, their plan was to take him back to his grave while controlling him, but this plan does not go as planned because the next second, John comes to his senses and overpowers them. He attacks them, but when the ranger takes out the gun from his pocket, he attacked the ranger. The boy and the girl run away to save their lives, but this time, John does not run after them. Before that, he had to settle his score with the ranger. He puts his hook in the ranger's spine, and first takes out his spine, and then takes him to his room. He cuts Ranger's hand with a machine, with which he first puts John to sleep, and then separates his head and ends him completely. After ending the ranger, he started following his real target. As he reached the forest, we found out that they had already made a plan to trap John. To attract John, that boy comes in front of John as a trap. But before they could do anything, John attacks him with axe. He fell down, and John gets a chance to end him badly. John used to end all his victims easily. He was now repeatedly using his axe on this boy as if he was going to separate him into thousands of pieces. Seeing this, the girl got scared badly. She had John's locket in her hand that she kept here in a can and ran away from there. She was running speedily and was trying to get out of here as soon as possible, but don't know why this place has become a labyrinth. But whenever she ran away, no matter where she went, John would always appear in front of her, repeatedly attacking her friend with an axe. After thinking a lot, this girl got a hold on her mind, and she ran away, looking for a new way. Finally, she reached a road. This girl was lucky that a girl passed by and gave her a lift. Seeing her panic, she asked what happened. She says nothing. Just saw a very scary animal. The driver says, "I can understand. People often get scared like this. Once my brother had seen a scary bear which attacked him, but luckily he survived." Her words indicate that her brother had seen John. Anyway, she sees the girl sitting with her was becoming unconscious. When she saw her foot, it was bleeding, so she stopped the car to bandage it. The girl sitting with her kept saying, "Don't stop the car. Keep driving and cross this forest," but the driver didn't listen to her. The driver bandages her while she anxiously looks into the forest, panicked that John might come and end them, but it didn't happen. We see John in the forest, who has found his locket. After taking it, he leaves. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Love you guys. Take care.